Hello everyone and welcome back to PGP Motorsports Park for the fourth race of the 2025 summer season. Here we are with all 24 karts lined up on this hot August day. They're going to be sweating it out there as they're looking to secure their championship points for the halfway turning point of the season.
It is a beautiful day today going racing here, nice and warm. Like Steven said, it's hot out here and it's only going to get even hotter. So starting out on our front row, we have the two friends, Alex and Sergey, in that order. We have a friendship front row. On the second row, I believe, red shirt, that's Drew, possibly? Everybody changed their clothes today.
It's too hot for the full race suits.
Probably Thomas, but next to him is Randy. And right behind him, I see David and Kirk. That's our first three rows. That's who's getting started with this race. We'll get more names for you later. Until then, they all gritted out on the start. Nice and easy. 2x2. The flags waved, and they're away. Slightly spreading. Kirk trying to get aggressive, but ultimately falls in line. Alex gets a clean getaway. And I believe that is Thomas battling for the lead against Sergey, who retains second. But Randy's moving up. Randy's now in third, trying to battle Sergey for second, going into turn three. There's some contact. 3 wide, 2 wide into turn three. Sergey, not the greatest start. He's been badgered left and right, pun intended, and he drops back to third place. But that lets Alex retain his lead. Coming through, that is Thomas in second.
Are they going to keep it clean through there? I see some heavy sideways action, and no, that is one person facing the wrong direction through that turn. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up to the pack here, but maybe the fighting will allow him to catch up. But it's hard to say. It is a very hot day, and it can be hard to get those tires going. Or the tires are already going, but a little bit too much.
It's so easy to overheat those tires on a day like today. You want to push so hard. Pushing so hard is... Oh, wow. We got overtakes for the lead. It is a three-way squabble for the lead. We saw several overtakes. It was so hard to tell who was going in the lead through, top of the world there. But as they come out of roller coaster, now, after the first lap, the dust is starting to settle. We got Alex in the lead. I believe that's Thomas in second. Sergey, David, Randy, William, Nick battling William. Two wide into turn one. Nick on the outside.
Yeah, lots of battling throughout here. It's closer to the back of the pack, in which we see a lot of the 2 and 3 wide action. But up in this front, we just have a massive train.
Also confirming that is Thomas. I got it right.
Nice. Yeah, Thomas up in there fighting for that. And at the moment, I believe our championship leader is Sergey, the one in third.
Speaking of championships, the runner-up in the championship, Spencer, is not here today. This will be his dropped race today, so it's going to be up to Spencer in future races to bring his A-game, because Spencer's not here today. However, who is here today, we have a really tight battle for the lead. Like I said, we got Alex, Thomas, Sergey, and David in that order. That's our top four, and behind them is Randy. There's a gap starting to form between fourth and fifth. Yeah, Randy seems to be on the defensive.
Right now, I think the leaders are just trying to keep their heads down and just take their superior race pace so that way they can get further ahead, and then they can do their battling once they have a lot more room to fall back on. Because if you battle when there's a massive train, you could be losing upwards of 6 to 10 positions.
Yeah, you don't want to be battling too hard in a massive train. We saw them get extremely feisty in lap 1. But now, that feistiness may tone down. Just kidding. I can tell Thomas really wants to get by. He is pumping that inside. I think Thomas is going for it this turn. 2 wide. Not quite. Didn't have the momentum. Alex retains the lead. But Thomas is going to give Alex no quarter. And I know for a fact Sergey won't be happy about losing a position on lap 1 to Thomas. It's going to be really feisty for the race lead.
Looks like 2 wide, but Sergey clips up on the inside. And he is able to avoid contact with that textbook down the inside maneuver. He's going to take that momentum. Thomas might try to do a return move here, but it looks like Sergey has it secured, and he reclaims second place, but it's the lead that he's looking for.
That was clean as a whistle from Sergey. Just dove right down the inside of turn 3. He saw the opportunity and he took it. And very wisely, Thomas saw that he'd been beat. He did damage mitigation. He tucked right behind, didn't fight it too much, and that's why they are still in contention for the lead. We're back to how it was close to the race start. Alex still in the lead, Sergey in second, Thomas now in third, David in the hunt in fourth. That's our top 4 in a tight pack. Chasing not too far behind them, it looks like William got by Randy, and they're going to be chasing that top 4. But unfortunately for the pack in the back, the top 4 are playing nice to each other. They're getting away very slowly.
Yeah, and it looks like there's some bump drafting going on down the straight between 4th and 5th. We see a little bit of a different line from the 4th place individual, but that was just so that way they could maintain their speed. Everyone else taking defensive lines.
It's going to be a really tight one today. Really intense battle as Sergey makes a move for the lead of the race and gets by Alex, but does he have the momentum to keep it? It looks like he does. Sergey takes the lead of the race, but now Thomas trying to get a 2-for-1. Alex isn't having it, but there's not much he can do defending on the outside of turn 4.
Oh, and there's contact, and then Alex is stuck on. Oh, and that's head-on collision. Oh,
Alex
that is
everything.
That has got to hurt. It was too wide through there. They got connected. His cart got caught up on the curb, and that just spun him around. It was just heavy fighting through there. Multiple carts wanting to be in the same place at once, and the cart does not behave that well on the curb.
Absolute tragedy for Alex. He had it all, and he lost it all in turn 4. That's why turn 4 is one of the most treacherous corners on the racetrack, but coincidentally enough, it is also one of the best opportunities to overtake on the racetrack. But going too wide through turn 4 is going to be very dangerous.
But now
we got side-by-side action. Thomas, he wants that race lead, but he's up against Sergey now. Sergey for the lead of the race. Sergey's not giving it up. That promotes David also into 3rd place. So now we have a 3-way battle for the lead.
Looks like Thomas is really in there, but Sergey is not giving any room, except for right now Thomas has that inside line. He's going to be trying to dive up on the inside and take that 1st place from Sergey, and Sergey will have to give it unless he's able to get a cut back right here. David is looking at it, but Sergey is still going to be looking at the inside, and he's going to try to retake that position there side by side, but Sergey's going to be stuck on the outside. That should give David the opportunity to go up on the inside and then take it from Sergey. In fact, David's going to be looking for more as they still continue that 2-wide battle, but with all this fighting, 4th place has caught up.
All that fighting let 4th place caught up, and in all that fighting, Sergey dropped from the lead of the race to 3rd. So that's a demonstration of fighting just a little too hard. I can understand why Sergey thought he had the move there, but he got covered off, and he got caught on the outside going around turns 5 and 6. So now that puts Sergey back into 3rd place. That could have ended much worse for Sergey, who tucks back into 3rd place. So now our new standings. We got Thomas in the lead of the race, David in 2nd, Sergey in 3rd. Randy is behind Todd. It's Todd who caught up to 4th place. If that's Todd, what happened to William? I thought that was William. Oh, William fell back. That's why.
Looks like Todd was able to get some overtakes, and now he's up in that top 4 position.
Let me pull up those lap times to see just the difference of all that fighting did. All that fighting from the previous lap slowed them down by almost a whole second, and that's what allowed the train to catch up. We now have a bigger train for the lead of the race. Coming through bus stop now. Let's see what Thomas can do to defend from everyone. So David, I can tell David's pushing. David's got that more aggressive cart movement. David wants to win this round.
And it's actually impressive how much of a gap built up between the 2 trains.
That gap is starting to build slightly. We see Todd really wanting to push. Todd's got that aggressive cart movement. He wants to push. Let's see if Randy behind Todd is gonna let Todd push and catch up to the top 3. It looks like it, because they're catching up to the top 3 now, and we're gonna have a fight on our hands again. This race is far from over. We're only about the halfway point, and things are gonna get even more dicey as Sergey has to sniff around the outside of 3. See if he can get a better momentum going down the back straight to turn 4.
Yeah, if he can get that inside line, that'll be so much for him.
Doesn't look like it.
He's just in the draft, and it looks like he's actually not even able to keep up while in the draft. They just pull up a little bit. They just pull away a little slightly there. But in that sequence of corners there, Sergey's right onto the back of him. So there might be some potential here for some great battling.
And this is the tense part of the race now. Everybody's now sniffing each other out, trying to get that overtaking opportunity. Seeing if the slightest lapse in judgment or a mistake as David goes on the inside. That looked...
Oh, but David
no.
falls a little bit off the track and kicks up some dirt, but not too much, and he doesn't actually lose that much time from it, but he does lose quite a few
all
positions.
of his positions from that. I can't tell from this angle, but given the hand gesture from Thomas, it looked like David might have accidentally run Thomas off the track. We'll see what the track workers have to say about that, because it's really hard to tell from this angle. But now David's in the lead of the race, and Sergey and Todd are fighting for that. Todd's fighting for the lead of the race. David covers him off. Sergey on the inside. Randy's now on the inside as well. We got a four-way battle for the lead. It's going to be David, Sergey, Randy, and Todd in that order going into turn 3. Todd on the inside of Randy for 3rd place. Can he hold him off? We're about to find out. Can Todd get the better momentum?
Looks like
can't, but...
someone's stuck on the outside, and we're going to see if he has enough space to just push that person in 4th place even further back, so that way there isn't an exchange of positions, and there isn't, and it looks like it is Todd in the lead.
So update on Thomas. Thomas dropped all the way to 7th place from the lead of the race, which, again, another tragedy.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing a lot of first place tragedies in this race here. The heat might be getting to them because they've been out here for a bit doing qualifying heat races.
I mean, wise
and
man
now the
once
final.
said, if you're not first, you're last. So take that what you will.
Ah, and so they're really fighting for it. That makes sense. That makes sense.
We're halfway through the halfway point of the season is where we're at. Coming down the front straight now. We got David. We got David in the lead. Sergey right on David's bumper. Let's see if they're going to make a move. And right behind them, Randy, Todd right on Randy's bumper. Todd on the inside making a move. It's not working. Randy covers off that outside, turns into the inside.
And Todd is at risk of losing something here, but it works out for him as the person has to duck out, fall to the outside, and they lose 2 positions after trying to take Todd's position.
They're too far away for me to tell all the names of who's side by side, but you have it on the timing sheets there. My eyes are focused on the track. Thomas is making his way up. I believe that's Nick that he just passed. Good to see Nick battling for the top positions again. Nick is a surprise. Nick has surprised me in being a championship contender this season. So good on Nick. He's doing great.
Yeah, getting good results here. We've seen a variety of different winners at the track now that the Paulo era is over.
The Paulo era. I mean, Paulo dominance, it could be argued whether or not it bored fans, but he has graduated to higher motorsports. So instead we have the more chaos that is currently unfolding. This season, it's so hard to predict who's going to come out on top this season. We got different race winners almost every time. But our current race leader, David, is under threat by Sergey. We got 2 historical race winners out here. These 2 know what it takes to win a race.
And win the race they shall. As they go around the sequence of turns 2 and 3, we're going to be looking for potential overtakes here. As Sergey is right on the back of David. David not giving any ground. Sergey has to do some real clever stuff. Has to get right on his bumper and hope that the slipstream can take him far enough to get that turn forward, but it looks like the gap is just growing in those straights, so Sergey has to do something in the corners or hope for another wrench in order for him to overtake David here.
It looks like Randy might not have all the pace to keep up with just kidding. I just checked the lap times. Randy's definitely got the pace. Randy's being hounded by Todd right behind him. And that might be what's pressuring Randy to drive a little more defensively than he needs to.
And Thomas, who was in the lead, is currently in that train looking to get some overtakes off some people so that we can reclaim his top spot after that unfortunate incident in which he did some off-roading.
It is deceptively difficult to make overtakes when you're in a train like this. The instant you try to make a move, you are susceptible to losing positions, as we saw multiple times earlier this race. They come down the front straight once more. It is a momentum battle. Sergey is glued to David's bumper. Sergey is really pressuring David for the win of this race.
David has to race perfectly.
It's up to Randy and everyone else behind to try to keep up.
And And it looks like David's going to be looking, or Sergey's going to be looking to take that outside line. He knows he's got the good racing line. He's going to be looking to duck into the inside, but David is already there to cover him off. And this is the closest Sergey has been in a while, I think, to David in that back straight. So there's some real potential there. As we see a really close call in the battle back here, as space has to be given as Davidson, I believe. Oh no, that's Thomas, who's made a shocking amount of positions to reclaim third place, or is he in fourth place right now?
Well, first of all, Davidson's not racing this season. So you got that name out of nowhere. But David still in first and Sergey in the lead, but a slight mistake from Randy going into turn 3. He overcooked it and hit the tire onto the rumble strip. That unsettled the car a little bit, and while he was able to keep it on track, that compromised his momentum, and that just caused things to explode third place downwards.
And that allowed Thomas to get quite a few overtakes, so now he's up into that fourth place spot.
So a slight mistake from Randy allowed Thomas to get back into it. So Thomas now in fourth place. Reminder that he was leading the race, and he could at least salvage a podium or better if he played his cards right and Randy plays his cards wrong. But we all know Randy doesn't really play his cards wrong. He plays his cards. He can play his cards.
I'm pretty sure he.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I think he throws his cards.
He throws his cards. All that fighting though, that chain reaction from Randy has opened the floodgates to the top 2 positions, because now there is a substantial gap between Sergey in second and Randy in third, and that's gonna let Sergey have a lot more freedom to be extremely aggressive against David. Because now that there's a gap behind Sergey, he doesn't have to worry about being overtaken by Randy in third because he's so far behind. Sergey's free to attack, and now it's up to David to defend his lead.
Yes, that is.
We're in the closing stages of the race too. So there's not much time left to make a move if you want to make a move.
Yep, going through double apex now. We have our leaders.
Leaders coming around now. We got David in first, Sergey in second, Randy in third, followed by Thomas, and that's Sam. Sam out of nowhere. At the white flag raises. It's the final lap. We're going to see if Sergey is going to pull the trigger or very frustratedly take second place. I think he's going to try to make a move. And
he's got to try to make a move. He's going right up to the outside of turn 3. He's going to look for all the momentum he can to maybe get that overtake in turn 4. I see a little bit of a bump drift right there, maybe incidentally. He tries to make his way to the inside, but David might be there to cover him off, and Sergey just does not have the top end to overtake him in the back. Thomas with a huge... I don't know what happened there, but there's a little bit of a spin, a huge dust thing, and Thomas loses so many places there. I think he might have been pushed outside there as he was trying to make an outside move on turn 4. There was just no room for him in that narrow corner there of the barricades, properly shunted out of place. Now this is a final lap right here. Thomas having to do as much damage mitigation as he can to get going and just claim whatever he can. But meanwhile, first and second, just untouched, keeping it clean. We have Randy in third.
However,
possibly provisionally.
It's all going to come down to this final quarter out of roller coaster. Can Sergey get the drag race down the line, or can David hold him off? David taking the better line. Sergey right behind him, and it doesn't seem like Sergey's going to have enough draft as David wins the 4th race of the summer season.
Randy in third.
By Sergey.
Randy in third, Todd in fourth, and we see a lot of people crossing the line 2 by 2. And with that final lap incident, I see Thomas crossing the line right now. He dropped a lot of positions in there. And so we're just going to have to see how things shake down, what penalties might be handed out, because there's going to be a lot of discussion around there, because it looks like it was very close. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you at the podium.
A little bit of a lighter crowd today. Like I said, I don't think we had about 30 of us out there today, but still some good racing out there, some good battles. We're going to start off with best lap time of the main event with a best lap of a 79.442. Going to Linus Wise. Linus. Coming in third place out there with the best lap time of a 79.562, finishing 2.0 off the lead. Sam Shamerico. Coming in second place with the best lap time of a 79.675, Sergey Gavastov. that Philly.